What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are diving into a new manga, Mobile Suit Gundam F91 Prequel. What an unoriginal name. F90, fastest formula, helps bridge early and late UC, but we are still missing the foundation of what made the Ronah family the Ronah family. This manga started in 2020. Are you serious? 30 years to fill in the gaps of late Universal Century? What took so long? From Buke Junkers to Cosmo Babylonia, we will explore how a family cleaned up an entire Shoal zone and built a new empire where the remains of Side 4 once were. We will explore the development of F91 as we follow Monica Arno and the development of the biocomputer. Also C-Books there too. Let's not waste any time and let's get into this. On a Rock Highland class ship, and Isaac is monitoring two F91 units. These are F91 Vital Unit 1 and Unit 2. The F90 Vital are prototype F91 units designed for testing. This has a beam machine gun instead of the standard beam rifle, which is drastically inferior. The beam machine gun also doubles as a rocket launcher and holds 5 rounds. Unit 2 is reaching its limits and shaking too much. They will have to shut it down, but Monica pushes the units further. She tells them of the biocomputer's ability to sync the human consciousness and its ability to read intentions. Heat is rapidly rising on the units. They witness the blazing speeds of the mobile suit. The year is UC 123. For the past 10 years, SNRI has been working on the miniaturization of mobile suits. F91 was meant to roll out in UC 116 to be the new mobile suit for the Federation, but the biocomputer proved difficult. Dr. Arno and her team worked towards a solution to the biocomputer. Frontier 1, the mechanic stripped the unit's armor to find the cause of the abnormal vibrations. The pilot of Unit 2 is completely wiped out. Rumors are spreading around the hangar about the Federation and Anaheim Electronics becoming buddy-buddy once again, and they wonder about the future of SNRI if they continue taking way too long with F91. Dr. Arno is lost in thought instead of collecting battle data. It seems Unit 2 experienced the metal peel-off effect, which is a byproduct of the multiple construction armor. We mentioned this was an effect of F91, but it is only seen in these prototype F91 units. The multiple construction armor is the basis for what will become the near impenetrable eye fields in Crossbone Gundam. Dr. Bayon Gadwick informs Monica of this information. She wants another pilot for Unit 2 as the biocomputer isn't meshing well with the pilot. But they are the best of the best, and it doesn't look like they could get anyone new. They have a third unit that they are having trouble with. She looks up at the third F91. The two head to Frontier 4 to meet with the Federation. They want to remove the biocomputer from F91. The multiple construction armor integrates circuitry into the frame and cockpit. This is more or less a psycho frame, and the Federation just sees it as another new type-based mobile suit, in an era where new types are hard to find. But Monica's philosophy has always been that everyone can access psycho waves, not just new types. They have a third unit that can't even be used for testing currently. They need to produce results and have something to show the Federation in the next 2 weeks. The rumors they are hearing are true. The ties between Anaheim and the Federation are still strong, and they will have no problem contracting their competitor. Monica has been working on biocomputer research since she has been in college. She never really wanted to create weapons of war. This technology was originally supposed to help people with disabilities, but the people who fund her want to make weapons. As they leave, she realizes that she has been focusing on maximum output without seeing the bigger picture. Dr. Bayon wonders if she is going to visit her son while she is on Frontier 4. A young Seabook Arno heads home to find her mom is here. He ignores her and goes straight to his room. She seems to only be around once or twice a year. The family comes together for the first time in a while. Reese tells her mom that Seabook is running a kebab booth at the Spring Festival this year. This festival is what opens the movie F91. Reese is also playing with her string, the cat's cradle that saves the world. Before heading back to Frontier 1, Reese gives her mom the string. On their way back, she is feeling more optimistic, because Reese just solved the problem with the F91 biocomputer. Kurozo Ronah, aka Iron Mask, is speaking to the new Crossbone Vanguard recruit. Meitzer and Durrell are standing on stage with him. He wants to purge the corruption of the Federation. Zabine is also amongst the ranks. Many of the soldiers started as junkers, with Butte concerned before they started their own military. Kurozo says that bureaucracy is needed for civilization, but once man is beholden to the system, they will maintain that system even at the expense of humanity. They must rise above mediocrity. This is how all of humanity becomes new types. They will usher in humanity into this new era. Out in space, a Zamath Jeth-class ship launches mobile suits. The Zemouth Jeth class ship is Crossbone Vanguard's cruiser and mainstay of the fleet. It doesn't have as much firepower as a Zemouth Giddy, but it does have powerful engines. It has a mobile suit hangar on the bow and the port side of the ship. The Black Vanguard runs training exercises in Dananzans and a Burger Garros. Durrell is a part of their team. One teammate wonders why the original speech at the formation of Crossbone Vanguard is being broadcast, currently on loop. The speech was from the past. As they all spread their rumors, Zabine steps in and says because it is almost time for their moment of restoration. Buke Concern, the umbrella company of Buke Junk Inc. and Crossbone Vanguard. They started their empire with the Buke Colonies. These look like Bernal Sphere-style colonies. Rather than hosting large swaths of civilization like the O'Neill colonies, this acts more like a small village. They are also not located at a Lagrange point, so they are constantly making orbital adjustments. Around the colony are these flat stations called washboards. This is where Butte Concern manufactures its mobile suits. It is also where Crossbone Vanguard is currently stationed. While training, the new Zemouth Gar class ship is being refitted. The Black Guard is finished training for the day and heads back to the washboard. One thing to note is that the wiki and official translations from Twilight Axis refer to all Butte Concern subsidiaries as Buke, but the Japanglish, which is when Japanese people try to say English, refers to it as Buffo. Even Zionic translates it to Buffo. There's something being lost in translation here. I'm not sure what it is, but it doesn't really matter because it's a proper noun and you shouldn't care about proper nouns. They dock on a Zemouth Jeth. Everyone asks about the new Zemouth Gar. Specifically, they wonder where the money is coming from. The captain of the ship Giles used to be an accountant at Buke Inc. They note there are some shady things happening behind the scenes. It seems that Meitzer is unaware of Iron Mask's Reflesia project. Later, Durrell does tests when the comms cut off. The Zemouth Gar wants to test the cannons on the new ship, but the mobile suits are not clearing out. He was willing to fire on Durrell, but he notices this and skin talks with the ship, telling them to go through the proper outlets if they want to run tests. Durrell realizes Captain Giles is getting drunk off of power. He returns to the rest of the team and stops training for the day. They were testing the Vignagina. Anna Marie is the test pilot. He leaves the vagina in her hands. Not that it matters. Durrell says it is designed to be piloted by his sister. This suggests that Cecily wasn't given the Vignagina due to nepotism. It was designed to be hers this whole time. I guess that's still nepotism, but it played into a bigger role. Durrell speaks with his grandfather about Baron Ronah. He asks if he remembers playing with her as a young boy. Durrell wants to be the first to greet his lost sister. Meitzer tells him that she now goes by the name Cecily Fairchild. He says that he must look after his granddaughter, since his daughter Nadia eloped. He feels that he must bear the burden. He is absolutely wrong, but well-intentioned. Unlike Iron Mask, who is just a straight-up psychopath, he gives Durrell a photo of Cecily. During the One-Year War, the L1 point, which is in between the Earth and the Moon, was riddled with debris, making the area a shoal zone. For many, mobile suits were a show of force. But for Butte Concern, he saw mobile suits as a tool to get rid of that debris. After decades, they started the Frontier Project, and after 10 years of work, 4 Frontier Colonies are created, making the L1 point once again an inhabitable space. The newest is Frontier 4, which is still under construction, but the population slowly grows. Also, it's kind of crazy that Nadia eloped and hid in a Frontier Colony controlled by the Ronahs instead of, heading to Earth, or the Moon, or Side 3, or hell, even Moon. Why not? Oh, right, the radiation. Not Moon. On Frontier 4, Seabook is at school having lunch with Sam, George, and Arthur. Seabook, you better cherish every moment with Arthur while you can. He stares at a picture of Cecily on his computer. He doesn't know her just yet, but the other guys have been salivating all over her for a while now. Teenage boys truly are scary. Later that night, Seabook heads home when he sees 2 men harassing Cecily. He tries to help, but trips instead. It works as the men leave her alone. She takes off swiftly, but leaves her coat behind. Seabook does the natural thing. He follows her. He catches up to her to realize that she is Cecily. SNRI is loading Unit 1. They put a limiter on the unit to ensure stability. Dr. Bayon wants Monica to do the cat's cradle in front of the camera. We see Seabook watching this video in F91. Seabook heads home where they have dinner. He tells his sister the story of Cecily. After giving her coat back, he makes a fool introducing himself. But Cecily finds him truly genuine. She mentions that her family runs a bakery. She called him Seabook, his first name instead of his surname. A good indicator that someone may be into you in Japan. Assuming they aren't shy, which is 90% of the population. Got 'em, Japan! Have more sex, bitches! Get your population numbers up! Cecily also thinks of Seabook and their interaction later, once she gets back to the bakery. And that will do it for this episode. This manga sheds much needed light on the Ronah family. One thing this manga, along with F90FF, point out is that the working class immigrants are immigrating in droves to the frontier colonies, and are relatively happy with their ruling class policies. As the Federation opens its doors to Earth, many say screw that and head to the frontier colonies instead. It shows the Federation is slowly losing its world domination, or in this case, Earth sphere domination. Next time, Seabook thinks about enlisting in the military. He visits Cecily's Bakery, and F91 Unit 3 finally launches. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, if you like a girl and she loses something, just follow her. Peace.